So in this video I will be making an operating system. It's not that hard, from scratch, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. An operating system has two parts to it: the bootloader and the kernel. The bootloader loads the kernel up. Why do we need a bootloader? Well, when the BIOS, basic input-output system, first looks for an operating system on the hard disk, it scans through and loads the first 512 bytes into memory. And if that 512 bytes contains a signature, let's say an operating system signature, then it will know that this is an operating system and load it up. So before we get started, just create like a folder for where your operating system is going to go. So you need NASB and QEMU. NASB, so sudo apt install NASB. So I've got it installed. So if you don't, just use that command. And also, if you're on Windows, you have to go to the website. Same for QEMU, which is the emulator. So we're not actually gonna make a bootable drive and just plug into our computer and just actually use it on our computer. No, we're gonna use an emulator. So QEMU is gonna be the emulator. Sudo apt install QEMU will do that for you. So now let's write the bootloader. The bootloader has to be written in a language called assembly. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. So I'm gonna maximize that. S. So it's gonna be bootloader.asm, which is the assembly, which is an assembly file. Save. Okay. We need for the program to infinitely jump to itself, so loop. We're just going to create a loop, and then we're going to say, oh yeah, by the way, Sublime Text does not have syntax highlighting for assembly, so if you want syntax highlighting, you can download Visual Studio Code and download the syntax highlighting, but it's like too hard to download. So I went with Sublime Text. Bootloader.asm, and it's just gonna say jump jmp loop. So it's gonna go through an infinite loop to itself. Now, remember how I said the BIOS loads the first 512 bytes into memory? So our program has to fit exactly 512 bytes, which, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to write a simple program like 10 lines something. So, write times. We're going to pad all the parts that aren't written with text with zeros. So times 510. Sorry, log ins. 510, I'll explain that later, minus $, minus $. You might be wondering what this is. This $, means, so basically this just means the program size, 510 bytes. You might be wondering why 510, not 512, I'll tell you later. And then we're just gonna db defined by zeros, so we're just going to pad it with the zeros. Down here we're going to be defined word, or you can just db but 2 times. Defined word 0xAA55. So AA55, yes. That's the BIOS signature, the operating system signature it wants. So you can see 2 bytes, that's 2 bytes, and to assembly it's considered a word, so I use DW. defined word, and that's why it's 510, not 512, because we need to leave space for 2 bytes right here. Okay, that is our simple bootloader. It doesn't load any kernel yet, so, but at least the least it will do is the computer will actually recognize it as a bootloader. So, save that. Gonna make a new file, compile.asn. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna save that to compile.sh bash file. In Windows, it's gonna be .bat. So just mind that. Save that. There. Save it. There, boom. So NASM. So we're just gonna type command it. Oh yeah, before you type that command in, make sure you type NASM. Make sure it's working. So NASM fader no input file specified. In that case, it's gonna be good. QEMU. Sudo apt. Did I not apt install QEMU? Did I not install QEMU? ZHYLYL. Okay, I already installed QEMU. Just make sure NASM is working. So we're gonna go NASM bootloader. NASM, by the way, is assembly compiler, so it's gonna compile it to a binary format. Assembly format's gonna be binary. Output bootloader binary file .bin. Save that. Also, just QEMU bootloader .bin. So just make more convenient, remove bootloader .bin. There. So in here, we're just gonna go like bash. And we're gonna run compile.sh. Oh, sorry. It's not here. Go in here, gonna open in terminal. We make sure it's at the directory, documents, operating system, and then bash compile.sh. How is QEMU not found? QEMU is still not found. Sudo apt. I've already done this, so I'm just gonna. So in QEMU, you've got to add system dash x86 underscore 64. Save that. Boom. If it says booting from hard disk, that means everything is working. So yeah, just gonna close that. As you can see, removes bootloader.bin. It's just gonna be way more easier. But if we don't remove bootloader.bin, we can actually see what it's like in a binary format. Just gonna go up there again, compile it again. Okay, great. Now we have the binary. So here, in here, Google. Where is the display in hexadecimal parts? Where is the hexadecimal parts? single real mode. Okay, so OD to this, so C, just gonna put it in here. Paste. Make boot sector.bin. Make it bootloader.bin. Okay, boom. Bootloader.bin. Bootloader.bin. Oh, compile. Save that. Sorry. Go through this again. Bash compiler.sh. Okay, great. Now, go like that, go like that. So, as we can see, it prints out the thing in binary format. EBFE 00000000000 pads it with zeros all the way to 512 bytes and then 55AA. Boom. Just gonna add that remove back in. Save that. So, this is actually it for this tutorial. If you don't have anything, if anything doesn't work, tell me in the comments and I may be able to help you. You see what we're supposed to cover. That's probably we'll cover, so yeah.